I think we are officially live. So for those of you joining us tonight, welcome along to our 7th You versus You information session. And tonight we're going to be talking on creating and maintaining your routine. So what we might do is we will start to do a bit of a check-in, and we're playing around with some new technology tonight. So bear with me 1 second while I flip my screen over. So I hope you can all see that nice and clearly. Well done for KC. What a core class you've run. And if you're coming in on the back end of the class, it's a credit to you. You've had a good solid, hopefully we'll only be here for about another 20 to 25 minutes, and you've seen your Wednesday out right. So for those who I haven't met before, my name is Rachel. I'm the Member Engagement Health Club team leader, and I'm really excited to be with you here tonight on week 4 of our challenge. So let's do some housekeeping before we get started. So who is in the house with me tonight and who's come over back to my lounge room? Hashtag Glen20. Thank you, Terry. Please check in with me if you are here. We've got some tech going on, so hopefully I'm going to be able to see any questions that come in as we are here together. And when you're checking in with me, let me know how you're feeling tonight. So even if it's via emoji, are you sweaty because you've just done the core class? Are you tired because you've had a big day or a big week? Are you happy to be here? I hope you're happy to be here. Or are you intrigued about what tonight looks like and where are we taking it? Please say hello. I've seen Geordie's in the house. Jordan's intrigued. I appreciate that very much. Hey, Jill, Kerry, Helen. It's all very, very good. And Lipster, who is featuring on tonight's little session, which is really cool. So I hope you enjoy it, and please ask questions. If I can't answer them straight away tonight, I'll come back to them at a later date. AM and Deirdre, she's out walking. Good girl. I appreciate that very, very much. And it's so important to be getting our 60 minutes of fresh air if we're in a position to do so. Well done. Okay, so what are we going to cover tonight? We're going to run over what information sessions we've had so far. So obviously we're in week 4 of the challenge, and we've done now 7 sessions, this being the 7th. So we'll recap our topics so you know that they're there for you. We're going to reflect and review on what we've done so far together, and also to check in and see where you're at. Are you still creating your routine, and in this environment that is completely fine, or are we in a maintenance view? So are we in a position to readjust our routine slightly if we need to? Are we looking for some additional accountability? And hopefully with the small group training that we're looking to kick off next week, that will help with that. We're going to tap into why is routine important to you, and we're going to check out some real world examples. So I'll be talking to Ingy and Libby tonight. So Ingy's in the house, Libby's in the house, so is Cheryl and Jacob. Very, very cool. And with that, we're going to talk about our next step forward together. So, like I said, if you have any questions, pop them there. I'll take them on notice if I can't do it straight away, but let's get into it. So, where have we been so far? So, Captain Kanye has taken us through sessions 1, 3, and 5. So, in our first session together, he was talking about the creating our SMART goals. So, for everyone who is aware, we will run through what SMART is, because tonight we're going to look at making your SMART goals smarter. And then in session 2, Stevie B took us through the benefits of physical activity. Now, Steve is a wealth of knowledge, so if you haven't seen his sessions so far, I suggest you do so. He's an exceptional presenter, and he's been such an incredible asset to have with us through this time, and we look forward to continuing to work with him moving forwards. In session 3, Captain Kanye spoke about where do we start with exercise, and in that one we looked at small group training, we looked at developing your plan. Go and check it out. It was a great session, but all of them are. And then in session 4 we spoke about the benefits of resistance training thanks to Stevie Biceps Bonner, and the benefits of strength training and why it is so important as we get older to have our set out strength routines. And then in session 5, we spoke about creating healthy habits. and also looking into motivation and a bit of a check-in. And then in session 6, we spoke about the benefits of cardio. So if you haven't checked out those sessions already, please do that. Head to the Gel Anywhere content hub on our internet page, or on our internet page, who says that? Or one of our playlists on Facebook. So it's good. So tonight, obviously in this challenge, we're so grateful. We've got 230 participants that have been involved, and they've got an intention to set themselves up for success, which we love, and we're doing everything in our capacity to help you on your journey. Having a goal through these times is so important because it helps us have something to work on, look forward to, and hopefully we can help you out along the way. So tonight we're just going to look into, you all know hopefully by now what your SMART goal looks like. Is it time that we need to evaluate that goal? So we've got 3 weeks left of the challenge with another 3 weeks to go, but are we on track with it? If we're not, that is okay. We readjust it and we realign it for the coming 3 weeks. The environment that we're living in at the moment, it's not normal. It's not what we're used to, and that's okay as well. It's just about us doing what we can and what we can together to realign our pathway. I'm grateful that our team will be reaching out to you before the end of this week, which will be great. So we'll be checking in and helping you set up your next 3 weeks, but also to chat about our small group training, which, like we've spoken about, will hopefully help with the connection space, the accountability space, and above all, just have fun together. I think that's why so many of us enjoy getting into our classes together, training together, normally in our normal, well, our old normal, which was on site together, but now in our virtual forums. So here we're going to have a think about ourselves and where are we? And be honest with yourself, because either one is okay. Are we still in A, where we're still creating that routine? So that routine might be eating, sleeping, watching some TV, and then we're doing it again, okay? Or have we thought about our routine and what our day-to-day and our week-to-day and our month-by-month looks like? And are we've got some structure about our everyday. Like I said, either one is completely fine. Now is about doing what we can together to help set you up for success, and revisiting that once more. So why is your routine important? So implementing structure to our everyday really allows us to take control of our climate. So it assists us with the change that we're currently experiencing, and it's not just each of us individually, it's everyone. It really helps anchor us and to create some certainty about our everyday. So everyone's got different environments that they're exposed to. So whether it's children, whether it's working from home now, whether it's older parents to look after and factor in, that is completely fine. But how can we create that structure to our day that helps us maintain our habits? So we also need to think about what's most important to us and how do we prioritize those important things. So we need to include everything from sleep, your nutrition, your workouts, your family time, and it doesn't stop there. The list goes on. So it's completely fine for that to be overwhelming. You're all here with me tonight. You're involved in the challenge if you're watching it on playback. And now it's about, okay, where can we set ourselves up for success in moving forwards? So the way I've developed tonight's presentation, like I said, is to bring you some real examples that I hope that you can relate to. So with that, no, we're not going to jump onto that yet. I'm going to walk through my example because I know myself better than anyone. We're going to talk about my mum. So Ingy is in the house tonight. So shout out to Ingy. Say hello to her in the comments box. But Ingy signed up. She doesn't live close to us in Glenara, but fortunately enough has got involved in the challenge. And I'll talk more about her story in a minute. And then in addition to that, our infamous Libby Dewar. So Lib is obviously our community engagement officer at Glenara Leisure and one of my closest friends, and I'm really grateful to be able to look at her story and her day-to-day and see it for myself and see how that helps set her up for success. All of us are available beyond tonight's presentation. So if you have any questions at any time, like I said, please comment or just let us know. You can reach out at any time. All right, so Rachel Engelhardt, the single girl that lives in the city of Glen Ira. So I've lived in Glen Ira for about 5 years. I'm turning 32 in 29 sleeps. Hashtag birthday bash at home. But in terms of what that looks like. So my considerations going into the week to week, I look at my work. We all know that I love my work. My exercise, my social connection. For me as a single gal, I'm so grateful for my support network and the people that I've got around me every single day. The nutrition side of things, and in addition to that, that balance. And making sure that I've got that balance between work and life. So my biggest challenge is to find that balance between work and life, and the fact that it merges. My social crew are also inside of work, but they're also outside of work. So, and then with my work as well, it's all very merged and blurred, which again, I'm very grateful for, to have an incredible group of people around me all the time. Scheduling my downtime. You may or may not know me, but my energy, my brain doesn't stop that often. So scheduling that downtime has been a real priority for me during this year. And then in addition to that, prioritizing for those of you who checked in on the first session, my goal for this period is a 10-kilometer run. So I love my high impact classes. I love my body attack. I love my strength training. But in terms of my cardio, it's not the biggest priority. So I thought to challenge myself to get to know my local streets and surroundings, that was going to be my goal. And now in under 6-minute kilometers. So in terms of my story through this period, so the tools that have worked for me, I use an application called Trello. So it's like a project management tool where you can put in your action items, and you can set it up for your week to week, and everyone knows because I talk about Trello all the time, but that's where I manage my brain on a plate. I use my calendar to drive what I do when I'm at work, and then in addition to that, the accountability and the support network that I've got around me. So I always reach out and I always ask for help if I know that I need that help. And fortunately, as you can see in the pictures, I've got, I live in a 76 square meter apartment. So I use my balcony as my training space. In lockdown number 1, we created a challenge for family and friends that got them moving, because we all know that physical activity is the key to looking after our mental and our physical health. But in addition to that, some of my closest friends from GSAC actually, who some of us work at GSAC now, some of us don't, and that's cool. But we connect every Sunday morning and we train together online, which I absolutely love, and I'm really, really grateful to have those girls in my life. So my key tips and my key feels in this space. So really plan about the week that's on your doorstep. So what have I got coming up, and what are my key considerations this week? Based on your week, set your daily intentions. So every morning I go for a walk and I go, what are the 2 big tickets for today? And that allows me to be focused, because in every day, particularly in this environment, things come up, and that's cool. But if you achieve those 1 or 2 things, that always contributes to the greater outcome. In addition to that, just be kind to yourself in the process. None of this is easy, and we know that, and because we see it for ourselves as well. But the main thing is that we do everything that's in our control to help one another, which you can see with the development of Gel Anywhere, and we're so grateful we've now got a platform to connect with our members. But in addition to that, the wider community, and we just want to keep people moving. In terms of the feels and how I feel as a result of having that routine. So I'm really grateful for my support network and those around me and those that keep me accountable. I've just lost my light. What a concept. This period has really forced me to sit down and create my own structure in this ever-changing environment, and really to think about what my anchor is. This created structure that is my day-to-day helps keep me calm and cool, and my head cool, as Libby would say. As a result, I'm much more resilient and I'm much more focused. And I hope that comes through in our classes, and I hope that comes through in the way that we communicate with you, because you can mark my words, we're doing everything in our capacity to make your experience as good as it can be. All right, and now Ingi's, welcome. Before we jump into Ingi's profile, are there any comments, thoughts, questions so far? And if not, that is completely cool. Kerry is in the house. What an honor and a privilege. Let's continue. All right, so Ingi, so mum of two, so there's me and my sister Taraz, but in addition to Taraz, we've also got Shadow Monkey, which is our pet, or our dog. So Ingi, as I mentioned, lives in the city of Knox. Normally attends 1 to 2 spin classes at her local facility, and she just turned 60 on a cruise that we did earlier this year in February, believe it or not, just before the chaos started. Ingi's weekly considerations. So she looks to dad, so Rob's, her dog walking with Shadow Monkey, and then in addition to that, she's now adjusted from working in an office to working at home 3 days a week. Mum's challenges, so she could no longer attend her spin classes, which she just loves. Finding her new normal and to maintain a regular workout, and also the fact that she hasn't run in quite a few years. And I think that the You versus You challenge has prompted her to think about that, and let's chat more about that now. So in terms of Ingi's key tools that she uses every single day, so she's found Strava to be really helpful, which has helped her with her running. So mum's challenge that she set herself, not from me, for this 6-week period has been to run 5 kilometers. And she has done that in just 4 weeks, which is an exceptional effort. She also uses her Apple Watch, and she's been attending Gel Anywhere classes with homemade dumbbells that my dad made for her. So in terms of what she asked her, what she pencils in her week to week, it's now her Gel Anywhere classes. She walks, she rides a bike, as you can see with my sister Taraz, and I didn't ask for that approval to pop that photo up, but I'm sure that's fine. And in addition to that, the social catch-ups on Zoom, and then what her and dad eat. Obviously, I think it's safe to say that that connection and that online connection has been one of the most important things through this time for all of us. So as you can see, on my sister's 30th birthday, we all had breakfast together, and then we did a class together online. So we're creating experiences that aren't normal, or that are normal in a normal environment, but we're converting it into the online capacity as best we can. So what are Ingi's key tips? So she's all about making it realistic and what will really help you to get you to your goal. So for example, running every day to achieve 3 sessions a week. Every second day, not every day. Don't try and achieve your goals all at once. So make them incremental and use a few sessions to repeat what you achieve. So just that reinforcement. So validating that you're doing a good job and that you're staying on track. In addition to that, it is so important to listen to your body, learn the course, as the athlete says, so learn where you're running and be prepared to adapt accordingly. She found that getting the splits read out, so the kilometre timings on her run, really helped motivate her to go a little bit quicker. And in terms of the feel, so much more energized. She's a lot more confident in knowing that she can do it, and now she's looking at how she can trim back the time in the next 2 weeks that we've got remaining in the challenge. The big one was, instead of just thinking about it, she decided to take control of it and to action it. We can all be procrastinators, and that's cool. I do it myself. I was speaking to Sarah the other day, our digital marketing officer, and I was procrastinating on something, and she said, your procrastination brain is insane, because you just go to another space and you think about something else and then you come back. But Ingi took action in that time. And then she was satisfied that she achieved her goal, and that the effort was rewarded. And that for us is what we want for all of you. And hopefully talking through the next steps will be able to help with that. So in terms of the Lipster, so she's mother to 10-year-old Sarah and wife to Paul. Works as our CEO or community engagement officer for Gel. Has recently had knee surgery and she's on the road to recovery. Her goal, for all of those who know Lib, she loves to run, and we're getting her back there. So in terms of her weekly considerations, this is for all of those with young children who need that essential, like we've got, it's not just us that we can think about, it's also the little ones that are at homeschool as well. So the family commitments, flexing and adapting as she needs to, finding the right balance that works for her family, and prioritizing her workouts and her rehab to make sure we can get her back there. So her biggest challenges have been working from home and converting from an in-person environment like all of us to working at home with a lot of tech, the homeschooling capacity, becoming tech savvy. So Lib, in her previous world, wasn't a tech savvy guru, but is now one of my go-tos. Well, maybe not one of my go-tos, but we're working towards it, which she has completely mastered. And then in addition to that, her post-surgery rehab. So for Lib, the key tools that she uses, and I've seen this, it's about having that diary. So Lib has a diary that she writes absolutely everything in, from workouts to dinners to meetings to commitments, whatever that looks like. That's for her. For her family, it's about communicating. So communication is one of the best tools that you can use. And this is where Libby is writing things down all the time and then talking to her family about them. I just said, what does that look like in terms of the week to week? And it's just at dinner the night before. Some families use whiteboards. Some families have bits of paper up on the fridge, and that's cool. So it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. It needs to work for you and your family. In terms of what does she pencil in? So Libby is really, really structured. She's worked in the health and fitness industry for over 17 years. So it's her workout, which is her physical well-being time. It's her walk. So every single day for her mental well-being time. She sets aside the time to connect with her people. So that's the emotional well-being side of things. Her podcast to increase her learning and her understanding. And then in addition to that, making sure she's got the balance right. And that comes into diets, workouts, and all the rest of it. So what are Libby's key tips and her key feels? So get a diary or write it down wherever suits you. Think about what you are going to do. Don't be vague about your goals. Be smart, which is why that's where we started the challenge. Be willing to be flexible and adapt as you need to, particularly in this environment. Maintain your normal and understands what works for you and for your family. Think about your timings. So write down the times of the day and what that looks like. And then food. What are the needs of the family? And what do they eat? What do they not eat? What does that look like? Libby, a podcast has just come up. A great suggestion, Jacob. Libby, have you been thinking about a podcast more recently? Potentially with Sarah? Watch this space, Jacob. Very good suggestion. And hello, PB. Did you see the photo from this morning? That was pretty in Pink Wednesdays. And in terms of the feels with Lib, when she's got her routine, she feels calm. So it's same thing as what I go through with the structure, that A-type personality, both of us born in September, we just need that structure to help us. Really thrives on routine and much more controlled and settled as a result when she has it. Always reminding herself that she needs to adjust to the routine and it can't be every single day, despite the fact that we would like it to be, and be willing to be adaptable. In terms of, and more recently, being in the last hour, I was chatting to Lib about the presentation tonight. I said, is there anything else that you'd like to add in? And she just said, with enunciation, newfound appreciation of what it is to be grateful for the good health of our community. And I could not second that anymore. And I know for a fact that speaking with our team and across Glenora Leisure, that everyone is in that same position in addition to our members. Just that awareness of what it is to be grateful for the things that we have. We've got roofs over our heads, we have food on our table, and we've got people to train with and exercise with, which is we love, and that's the favourite part of our every single day. So, any other thoughts, comments, and or feedback? Libby's podcast have Elton John's tunes involved. Well, I think that is a given. We might get him on live. Good suggestion. So now it's over to you. So consider what makes you feel good. Okay, so what ignites you, what gives you that intrinsic motivation to keep you going? What do you really enjoy? Because there is no use doing things that you don't enjoy, particularly when it comes to your exercise. Captain Kanye, flips are coming up. Watch your space. In terms of do what you need to do to keep you on track. Speak to us. Reach out to us via email. Direct message to us on Facebook. We're here to help you. That's what we thrive on, particularly in this environment. Please let us know. Or via our You versus You page. Or consider who can hold you accountable to what your goal is. If it's not us, do you have any family, friends, or anyone in your support network to help you out? That's what we're here for. And above all, just remember that there's no one size fits all. I hope that you get 1 or 2 key take homes tonight. I think that would be a really great result, and that helps get you to your next path. So our next challenge for you, challenge, however you want to look at it, how can you turn, if you're not there already and you don't see as your exercise as a gift, which a lot of us do, and that's okay if you don't, how can we turn it from a chore into a gift? So your exercise, we know that it releases endorphins. We know that it connects us with other people and enhances our sense of belonging. We know that it allows us to laugh together and have fun together. So how can we move that from that? Is it prioritizing? Is it talking through what classes might suit you better? You let us know and we will work with you on that space. In terms of all of our next steps together, so look at your environment. We're at home at the moment, there's no doubt about it. We've got 60 minutes to get outside each day. So are you going to go for a jog or are you going to go for 2 30-minute walks? Please tell us what it looks like. Get creative with your spaces at home. Like you know, I've got I've now got 2 group fitness studios. I've got one on the balcony and one inside. Join me 5:30 tomorrow afternoon for another box fit session. Just have fun with it because we're in an environment where we need to. Please do what you enjoy. Is it strength? Is it dance? Is it cardio? We've got so many classes available for you now, thanks to #GelAnywhere and our incredible team. I wish that you could see the work that goes into the preparation of those 1-hour sessions from our entire our group fitness team. So it's a credit to all of them, and for any of them watching tonight, we thank you, and you know that. But for everything you do for our members, your commitment is relentless, and we just love your passion and your energy. Think differently about how you can train with your family and friends to stay connected. Have watch parties together, which you can do via Facebook. If you're not sure how, ask me and I'm happy to talk to you. Or call each other on Messenger while a class is on. It's surprising that difference that you can have when you're training together. I get energy from it when I do it. We do them with the team all the time. And if you want to do one with us, let us know. We're more than happy to, and it can be your choice of class. Let's make it happen. Or there's a typo. Progress. I'm sorry for that. That was a last minute add-in. I'm grateful to let you know that we will be calling you this week. So our team, by the end of Sunday, you should, if you've registered for the challenge, you'll receive a phone call. We're checking in. We're finding out to see how you're going. But more importantly, let's talk about your next 3 weeks with us. Above all of that, I've got 2 things to leave you with. The first one is please be kind to yourself in this process and to others. So Glenara as an organisation, we're focused on you and supporting one another through this time. We want you to be kind to one another in your family, in your networks, but also to our team and those around you. And please remember, through all of this, and one of our members, Shakira, actually sent this to me maybe 6 months ago and it's still stuck with me. A dream written down with a date becomes a goal. A goal broken down into steps becomes a plan. A plan is backed by action, and that becomes reality if you commit to it. All right, so thank you for joining me and Glenn tonight. I hope you've enjoyed the session. If you have, please let me know, or please share it with your family and friends. If there's anything at all that we can do for you, please don't hesitate to reach out to me directly or one of the team, Kane, Libby. Everyone's working relentless at the moment, and Frank and Chris, and the list would go on if I was here. But please reach out to us via email or directly. And in that, I hope you all have a wonderful night tonight, and I look forward to seeing you online tomorrow night for Box Fit, otherwise sometime soon. Take care, everyone. Bye. Bye. That was Glenn.